Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man.
Ooh. Yo, what's going on? You know who it is by now. Super hench. Get me? Muscle man, Mr. Fantastic. You know what time it is. I just got starting to do it, he goes. But it takes him more time. It takes him less time to get to it. Whatever, you know what time it is. Big Fantastic. Shout out to all you lot. IFeelFantastic episode number... What episode is this? Number 5? Number 5. Yeah, be outside. Yeah, I gotta keep track of this. I'm losing track of this. Episode 5. Shout out to all you lot first and foremost. Thank you to everyone for watching the last episode. I didn't actually promote the last episode that much, so my bad for that. I'll go into why, but yeah, just my bad for that. As you see, I've taken up in my room a lot more, just kind of just doing these. And I will get back to the setting, and I will be changing and playing around with the setting, but just for now, I'm kind of just like making sure I practice being consistent, getting in the stage and doing certain things. And the space that I'm at right now, let's just say, it's probably a bit easier for me to just set this up and just bang it out in a certain type of way. So shout out to all you lot first and foremost. Any one of you lot that be checking in, any of you lot that be, you know what I'm saying, just watching, comment on the episodes. Any comments, I appreciate those as well. So I appreciate anybody who takes the time to just let me know how they feel. As I said, this is very much my little side venture project thingy, where I just talk about my life and just talk about music and all sorts of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So anybody give it into that, I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna try and make a return to streaming tonight, so probably whenever you see this, it won't be tonight, but hopefully you'll see that I'll start streaming again in a certain type of way, just like video game playthroughs and walkthroughs. I do want to get back into some online gaming. I just kind of been so like caught up in the single player game, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been playing Outer Worlds 2, no, Outer Worlds 2, Outer Worlds 1. So alright, cool. So I'll tell the story. I've been on a physical copy thing. I've spoken to a couple of people about this recently. I didn't actually care that much like a month and a bit ago, but it's got into the stage now where, like, I don't know, through certain conversations and certain things that have happened, I've been very like, alright, wanting to get physical copies of stuff. So like a month ago, I started buying physical copies. If you I wouldn't even say if you know me, I could just be impulsive sometimes. Sometimes I just decide to do certain things depending on what's going on around me. So sometimes I need a little dopamine boost or something. I don't know, but I was playing Destroy All Humans, right? I'm just kind of playing games that I got, having some fun. I thought, let me play that. I haven't played that since I was younger. It's not as fun when you're a bit older. That humor and all that kind of stuff, it's like that Rick and Morty style humor, but like early days. And it's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not as fun as it was when I was a kid. But yeah, so I was playing that, but then the point was I was kind of like, not forcing myself, but at the end of the night, I'm just kind of like, alright, cool, let me just turn this on and just play. And I'm way too old at this stage to be doing things that I'm not enjoying. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, gaming should never be a chore. Like, I do it to take my mind off of a lot of stuff. So it's like, if I'm already sitting there going, oh, alright, cool, let me just try and get through as much of this as I can. It's like, bro, why am I doing that? I should be playing something I want to go and play. So long story short, because I had physical copies of that and a few other games, because of the whole, you know, my brother telling me, you know, physical copies, let's get him this physical copy. He didn't really say it like that, but I took it like that. Yeah, long story short, I wanted to get Outer Worlds 2, which has recently come out, and Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm a big Dynasty Warriors fan. When I was younger, I used to get up at 4 o'clock in the effing morning before school, or 5 or 6, depending on when I could, and make sure I get an hour of gaming. So I get up at 6 a.m, sneak downstairs, play the PlayStation. If I hear a footstep upstairs, I'm turning everything off. I'm hiding or whatever. One time I actually did that. So one time I'm sitting there and I'm playing it at like 6 a.m. and then usually my parents don't really come downstairs in the morning. I wouldn't know that anymore, but back then I kind of had it like, you could hear a footstep, but like if anybody even steps off the bed, you can hear it. So there's a point where I'm like, I'm doing that and then I hear the footsteps and they're not stopping. So I'm like, oh shit. I kind of panicked, so I switched off everything immediately before they've come down. But then I didn't know what to do with myself, because it's like, what do I do? Just sit here and just be like, oh yeah, or do I hide? So what I did was, there's the couch at the time where they had the cushions. I literally turned off everything, jumped like I moved all the cushions off the back of the couch, jumped there, and then just put all the cushions on top of me and just like laid there. Just like, I just heard this man come in, made like it was fine, innit? But yeah, it's kind of wild still. But yeah, I used to play that, so I'm a big fan of that. So I haven't played that since I was younger, and this one's quite good. But long story short, they're expensive games. The collective price of those two at this current stage, or at the stage a couple of weeks ago when I bought it, was £105. I don't have £105 to be spent on video games. I'm so sorry. Long story short, because I had some physical copies, I was actually able to go CX, and then long story short, be able to spend, let's say, I think I spent 39 in the end, because I was able to get like physical copies for the win. For the win, I spent £39 or something that cost £105. Yeah, since then I've been on a physical, you know what I'm saying? So even today, I stopped by CX just seeing what I'm going, and then I found myself just like, alright, as you do. More physical copies, man. I got Sin City. I don't even have too many physical films right now, but the films are all superhero films. But I got Watchmen. I got what's it called? Sin City. I got Justice League, one of the films, not an animated film. It's an animated Justice League film. What else have I got? Cowboy Bebop. I got the whole Cowboy Bebop, so the series and the film. Shout out to the physical copies, man. Shout out to the physical copies. I also went with a friend last week. Oh, I almost dropped the rounds. But I also went with a friend last week to Bar Trash. Shout out Mary as well, because I didn't even know this thing existed. Place called Bar Trash. Well, it's not called that. It's actually Genesis Cinema, but they have something called like Bar Trash on Wednesday or certain times. You'd have to check it out. I'll try and put like the flyer that I went to on the thing, but it's just like, it's like one of them like cult film kind of viewing screening things, and it was really cool to actually go to. Do you know what I'm saying? And when I went there, they were just handing out DVDs to people pretty much and doing the quiz. What film did I watch? I watched a film called Mausoleum, from like the Video Nasty era, and yeah, that was a strange film, man. A strange film about a succubus basically. And yeah, it's just it's very interesting. Special effects were special effect, and I give you that. But it's actually very fun to go to and to watch. Like, it's just all these like cult films, but you still learn a lot as well. They were doing a lot of like teaching you about kind of the era of like video nasties and censorship and all that kind of thing. So I was mad shocked to see that. But that was kind of slapping stilio. So yeah, they were dishing out the physical DVDs. I don't know, just put me in a certain type of bag. Do you know what I'm saying? The person I was with, they got Raging Bull on DVD. It's not really my type of film, but it's like by the time they started dishing out the films, I was kind of like, wait, I kind of want to film, but I didn't put my hand up because I was kind of like, whoa, you know, it's a bit late now. But yeah, no, it was mad fun. So shout out Bar Trash as well. I think they've stopped their season now. They got a couple more bits coming up, but I think obviously they get ready for the New Year season and stuff like that. But I think they have like different seasons for things. So the one I went to was kind of like visual effects. So I think the next film that they have on, I forgot what it was called, but it's a film about like mermaids. It's like, I don't know, I can't remember. It's a foreign, when I say foreign, I mean like it's a Euro film, but it's like, it's about, was it sirens or mermaids or something, but on a cruise ship or something. But the effects of that look pretty cool as well. And also, just I'm a big fan of like physical visual effects. They had some wild stuff going on in Mausoleum, I'm not gonna lie. So there's, I didn't want to spoil the whole, like, I ain't gonna spoil the film, obviously. I mean, it's an old film, innit? But like, bro, there's a bit where the demon finally becomes the succubus, and she has like demon titties. That's the best bet, like 2 heads for titties. Don't ask me what I found myself at last week, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm on this physical thing, man. That's why I see that the Watchmen series. Watchmen's one of my favorite superhero films, even though I don't like the fact that Zack Snyder went and did like all the other DC films. He tried to take the Watchmen formula and put it in the other DC films, and it's like, bro, you know, like, you know, you did a great adaptation of Watchmen, so I'm sure you understand the story. It's not that type of, you know what I'm saying, like a very different type of story. But the series, I think I started watching it. I can't remember if I actually finished it or not, so I need to finish it, rewatch it, but also I just want to have it just because it's cool to have. So shout out Watchmen. So yeah, no, I like physical copies for the win, man. So I'm on this physical copy tier, you get me? I need my disc, I need my everything. You get me? My brother's got finals and them thing that I ain't really on all that type of timing. But you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've been chilling. I've been looking after myself, just trying to keep my head on. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had like a little trigger. One day I'm gonna do like a full. I don't know how to do it because it's like I'm not really professional to be doing it in a certain type of way. So I just wash my hair as well and all that stuff, so it's all floppy and nice and soft. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's kind of hard because it's like obviously it's a whole thing in it, but it's just like. I deal with like PTSD in a weird way. It's like CPTSD, so it's like complex PTSD, and it's just kind of like I don't know. I get like there's triggers. I mean, it's PTSD, you know. That's the best way I can describe it. But yeah, I'll do it in an episode I'm not prepared for. But I kind of got hit by one of my triggers this weekend in a certain type of way to do with certain things that happened. So yeah, I kind of ended up struggling because it's like by the time I did that. Like I did the episode, put the episode out, then I'm going to work, and then that happened. I kind of just went underground. It's very difficult. It's a bit annoying because I was like having a conversation, or I was speaking to a family member recently, and just trying to explain like the difficulties of like at this point just kind of shutting off at times and not really trusting people and trying to avoid as many triggers as you are for something that isn't necessarily about a specific thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And the weird thing about PTSD that I kind of woke up one day, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. Is that like, when you watch the movies, or when I watch the movies, a lot of the time when I would hear about PTSD or stuff, it's associated with war, it was associated with crimes and stuff like that. So in my head, I would always like watch those films and be like, oh, so that's kind of what PTSD is like. Like, you know, the moments in the film where like your ears start ringing and the guy like feels like he's in Vietnam again or some shit like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I always kind of looked at it as that. So I know it's kind of stupid, but there's reasons as to why. I'm sure if you could read between the lines. I took things very literally. So there was a point where I don't know, it just clicked in my head one day. Where I kind of woke up one day and I was like thinking about something, but like I felt like I was there, like not there as in like hallucinating there, but my body was there. And I realized how that started to work because I just like, it's when I think about certain things or I see certain things, the way my body physically reacts, it's almost like the same as, you know, how you physically react to the situations as to when you're there, when you're dealing with certain things. Do you know what I'm saying? So there was one day where that just kind of clicked for me, where I was like, oh, damn, that's, that's what that is. Or that's how that works. So it's just about like managing the triggers. Like I don't do any type of therapy. I need to, but I don't. I just have a very layman understanding of just like my own psychology and how things work. So I do very like layman's and very basic like exposure therapy, which doesn't always work for me, but just in the sense of just like I will, like there's times where I know I mentally can't take on certain things, and there's times where it's like, alright, cool, you need to mentally take on something to try and. So it's like even today, I really wasn't gonna cut this camera on today because I decided I was gonna do it yesterday. Then today I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I'm filming this late. Like if you know what time, like it's like 10 at night. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a point in my life, or many times in my life, where I just wouldn't film this. Just wouldn't do it. I'll do it tomorrow. And this is what I mean by like the little elements of exposure therapy, where I would try and put myself in a position of just like, all right, cool. You know that's how you usually operate. Try something different, or okay, you know this usually makes you feel a certain type of way, so let's slowly, step by step, instead of going cold turkey and just being like, well, which I do sometimes. It's gonna sound funny, but going cold turkey and then being like, alright, cool, I'm going all in with everything, so I need to record, I need to do this, I need to make music, I need to film something, I need to promote, I need to, you know, if I don't promote, no one's like, yeah, I need to do all of that. It's like now I'm really trusting time, I guess, and just being a bit more like, when you're ready, you can't do anything, and I stress that to everybody. You can't do anything until you feel good about yourself or what's going on, or you feel decent. Do you know what I'm saying? Or should I say, you can't do stuff to the best of your ability without taking certain precautions. And I think sometimes we can forget, like, just being rested and just being in a good headspace is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, I said to someone recently, it's just kind of like, yo, you gotta, like, you know, there's a lot going on, but make sure you're rested first. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you're not rested, then, you know, sometimes the decisions you make, sometimes the anxiety you get, you wouldn't even realize some of the anxiety, if you deal with anxiety in a certain type of way, some of the anxiety you get is simply from your body not even you know, reacting in certain ways. I mean, reacting. Your body not even like, you know, if you're not sleeping, of course I'm gonna feel a bit more anxious about something I might have said or done because I'm just naturally gonna have anxiety. Like anxiety is physical as well. Like you can get physical. I never forget the time I did mushrooms and I had like a physical anxiety that I said I'm never doing mushrooms again. like a physical anxiety. Like this, you know, it's you know, it's a thing. It's an energy. So I say all that to say, like, if you're not in a headspace of keeping yourself healthy, then there's only going to be so much that you can tackle certain things. So for me, it's just like step by step, slowly. So I've done little bits today. I haven't done too much creatively, but I still make sure that I top the day off by trying to just push and see how far I can take it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there was a slight issue with my camera before I even started filming it, and it's like, am I gonna let this be the thing that's like, because my brain immediately went, you know what, tomorrow. I ain't doing it tomorrow. Do you know what I'm saying? And then I have to recognize that if I want to get out of the stages of, you know, the PTSD stuff that I talk about and feeling things, like I have to push, which is hard because, you know, you have to put, you know, it's like physical therapy. Do you know what I'm saying? You might lose the you know, God forbid any one of you out there, or if you do deal with it, then do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, blessings to you, but it's like, you know, some people got to learn to walk again. And that's very painful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very painful. There was a point in time when we knew how to, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not. But I'm sure the viewer gets the general gist of what I'm saying. Like, there, you know, there's a time when I get up, I walk. Something might happen to me. I might have to learn how to walk again. And that comes with a lot of physical pain that comes behind that. Something that I've been doing every day, or, do you know what I'm saying? Every day for the last 20 years. I've been walking. Then you got to learn how to do it again. Do you know what I'm saying? Relearn. You feel the pain that comes with that because your body's moving in ways that it hasn't been used to moving, and set like it's the same thing mentally. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take it slow, but you also recognize that like you carry certain things with you. You know, it feels painful to have to come out of that comfort zone of what you're used to. But if you wanna learn to walk again, you gotta take those steps, or you gotta try and push yourself. If I don't push myself, then it's not gonna happen. So for me, it's like I have my low days, and I really do. But as I said to somebody earlier on this week, it's like one thing I'm always trying to do is I'm always trying to move forward. There is never really a stage where, apart from like during, let's say I have 2 days of feeling super low, then I'm not actively trying to be like I'm not going to, but I still, like, if anything, that's me allowing myself to indulge so that I can get back to that. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, the most important thing is always be trying, man. Always. You know, that's the biggest thing with a lot of things, man. Some people decide they got mental health issues and they just don't give a damn. They just, you know, that's how they operate. That's what they do. As I always say to everybody, the only thing you can ever do is try. If someone's genuinely trying, I'm telling you, you will get results, so you'll see the closest thing next to it. You know, aim for a star, land on a cloud type of thing. Like, all you can do is try. My biggest thing is I'm always trying to better myself. And it may not seem like that, but trust me, I'm always taking steps. It's just about remaining consistent. Which, you know, whether that's lack of discipline, whether that's outside factors, you know, that's a whole nother discussion. But the point is, it's like, always be trying, man. And I think that's what's been the most important thing to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm not proud of my little low moments where I kind of go off the grid and become uncontactable. I've learned that people will understand it if they want to understand it. And that doesn't give me a right to consistently just do that. But also, you know, there's people that just also won't put pressure on you. That's the best I can say. Do you know what I'm saying? Still hold you accountable, which I think is super important. I still need to be held accountable. I don't mind people telling me, yo, come on, man, maybe try and, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I wanted to hear from you the other day. You didn't. Still hold man accountable. But, do you know what I'm saying? With the grace of understanding this is why this person deals with this person. You know what I'm saying? So you start seeing little sides of that. And yeah, like I said, you know, I got like a support system I've got around me for the first time in the last like 10 bloody years. Do you know what I'm saying? That I feel like I'm actually kind of like being supported for something. And it's very interesting. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like my body still very much kind of lives Is that a candle in the corner? Sorry, it's annoying me. But yeah, my body still lives with a lot of things that have happened to me. So it's like now I'm in a stage where I'm kind of like being supported a little bit. I'm a bit like, oh, okay. You know, there's still remnants of old things. There's still things that are happening around me. And also my body is kind of just like used to not being safe. That's the best way I can describe it. So, yeah, all you can do is try, man. All you can do is try. So for me, that was just getting his camera, cutting that camera on. Do you know what I'm saying? And just, you know what I'm saying, just speaking. It's quite cathartic. I realize it's kind of healthy for me to just kind of just put my thoughts out there somewhere as well. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of stuff. And that I would like to articulate. But, yeah, what can I say? So, yeah, it hasn't been a great week. And that was a very long roundabout way, get me, of me apologizing and also saying, you know what I'm saying, like my bad for not promoting as much, you know. If I'm not gonna promote it, no one is, and I don't mean to say that to be like facetious or just keep saying that. I say that because it's like, bro, like I got a push. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting older, man. Like that doesn't mean you're a rush for anything. Life is life, but I'm still blessed to, you know, feel kind of good, feel like I don't look terrible. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't look beat up. Like I've still got talent at what I do. I've still got a lot of thoughts and ideas in my brain, and it's like I gotta push for that kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? I gotta, you know, if I don't feel it, no one else will. And I think that's something that sometimes, you know, us creators can get bogged down by. Like I'm always looking at things, so you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's one thing I say to everybody. If you don't feel it, someone else is not likely to. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is why I hate when people do like the fake nonchalant thing. Like, some people can get away with it because that's how they really are. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's how, you know, people are whatever. Some people want to do that, and it's like, one, that's not how you really are, or two, that's probably not the best thing for you to do. I mean, hey, we've all got different ideas of things, but yeah, I just think like it's just kind of important to, I guess, recognize where you are in a space. Everything just comes down to introspectiveness at the end, and that's my point. Like, if you don't realize that, like, it was a long time in my life where I felt like I was being, like, I was pushing my music, not feeling it, but then wanting everyone else to feel it because I feel like it's good. And it's like, that's not how that works. Like, if I'm not give her, yeah, listen to it if you want. Yo, them niggas, like, yeah, man, just drop my new song, play it if you want. Like, if you feel like that, you feel like that. That's cool. If you secretly want people to listen, don't act like that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sell your shit. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with not being nonchalant about everything in life. I'll tell you that for free. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you in real life, when people meet me, they're often, whether they like me or don't like me, they're often very intrigued by me because I'm, you know, some things I don't give a damn about. Other things, I don't care how anyone else feels about it. I'm gonna talk about it and I'm gonna act how I'm gonna act about it. Yeah, I was saying, like, I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna do whatever. Like, as I mentioned in the last, like, I'll be singing all these rap lyrics at work and just be singing my heart out. Do you think I care how anyone feels about that? Do you think I care if anyone looks and goes, oh, you know, one thing I kind of forgot until recently was like, bro, it's always better to make an impression than to have no one give a damn. And I've seen a little bit of both. And I know which one I prefer. Like, life isn't a movie, innit? But I always think, what's the most interesting thing that can happen here? And then make decisions based on that sometimes. Like, I can not make any eye contact with this buff thing that I've just seen. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I'm doing my thing that I've just seen and might have made eye contact twice. I could either just not because I want to be respectful of the space. And it's not that I think, but also, like, I can not and I can feel like I'm doing too much and being, you know, I'm not being respectful from. Or I can, okay, you ain't gonna be creepy about it or anything. Or also, you're not gonna be scared to just maybe look over once. Do you know what I'm saying? Or to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a really skewed way of me trying to describe it. What I'm trying to say is just like, bro, like sometimes things in life, it's like you can get bogged down by other people and how they feel about things. Or sometimes you can do things that, you know, you enjoy. And as long as that doesn't bring harm to other people, as long as that isn't like just disgusting things to be doing, then I think, you know, try and live an interesting life. Hmm? So that. Yeah. What can I say? Mm. So we be doing this, I guess this is me trying to like just keep the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? Episode 5 as well. So I've done like technically like 3 editions of this podcast, and I've done my own little vlog series, and this is like the furthest I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? About 2 more series, and this is the most consistent series that I've had, which is terrible. But shoot me, fight me about it, man. Whatever. Get me, we're here now. We're here now. We're working. What can I say? But yeah, I'm gonna take a little 2-minute break, and I'm gonna be back. Simply because this camera's gonna cut out. You know what time it is anyway. So.
Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man.
Right, so we back. You know what time it is. Boom, bow. Also, I cut off my finger. Cut off. I didn't cut off my finger, but I cut my finger this week. At work. I work in the kitchen, basically. I do like kitchen work every now and again. Get me? You never know what I truly do, but yeah, I'm saying I'm doing some kitchen work. But long story short, I ended up cutting my fingers 2 days in a row because I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry. Now, I do blame, if any of you lot have ever been a chef, I was thinking about it a lot that day. But also, right, they do this thing where they replace the boards every now and again. And for some strange reason, I was working the other day and still looking at this board. Like, what is this? The board is smooth. It's like marble. And like plastic smooth. I'm cutting a kind of wet carrot. It just kept slipping and sliding. Plus I'm using one of the sharpest knives in the world. I haven't cut myself in about 2 years on knives. And then I cut myself 2 days in a row. But long story short, I did this chop and I chopped into my finger, and the cut is so small. Not this one, forget that one. You can't even see it. I can't even whatever. But I feel like I hit a nerve or something. Not like a full-blown hit a nerve, because I can still feel my finger, but there's like the tip of my finger, I can barely feel it. Like I can barely feel my finger, and it's absolutely like wild. So yeah. I have half a finger right about now. And then the other day I must have put it in my story, so I must have said, you know, each stream gives me a piece of my finger back. I was just doing some promo, doing that sort of thing. And shout out to Payment, man. I'm putting this in writing. He responded to me. He was like, that would be a mad story to make a series out of. So I'm like, what? What does that mean? I said, each stream gives me a piece of my finger back. This man hit me with the, like, imagine some guy got forced to make a pact that in order to literally regain parts of his body, people needed to stream his music. So he has to go on a journey to make his music blow up so he can be whole or whatever. But the moral of the story was, he was already whole in the first place, despite missing all his limbs. Shout out to you, Payman. I don't understand how the fuck you thought about that in 30 seconds. I don't know how you got there from that stream, but that is a creativity and imagination that I can only dream of. Shout out to you, my boy. But actually, at first I was like, what are you smoking? And like, every time I come back and read that, I'm like, bro, like, this is actually, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, yeah, a little Disney movie. You know what I'm saying? When I make this movie, my boy, you ain't getting no percentages, you ain't getting nothing, yeah? Respectfully. Yeah? Appreciate you, but you just gave me that idea. Actually, I'll give you a little percentage on that. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a little 2, you know what I'm saying? A little 2-3%. But shout out Payment. Yeah, I almost cut my finger off and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought that story was wild interesting. But yeah, no, it's kind of weird. I need to go to doctors and it's kind of healing. I don't know how to feel about this right about now. But I'm gonna move on. What was I gonna talk about? Flipping Hitman Reborn. I don't know if any of you lot have ever seen that. I'm going into my little nerdism space right about now, but I don't know if you lot have ever seen that. It's actually a really underrated anime. It got me thinking about a couple of underrated anime, and I think I saw a clip from one of them today on Twitter. My Twitter is funny because I lost my Twitter like my main one. And at first I hated the fact that I've had to restart it. Like, you know, barely anyone follows me and nothing's going on. But I actually kind of love it now because I don't know how, but my timeline is so tailored. It's all this algorithm stuff now and all this AI. So the point is my timeline, every time I go on there, it's just tailored to everything I look at on my YouTube basically. So I get anime updates, I get like battle rap updates, I get like just random hip hop songs that will come up on my thing. It's kind of lit right now. Still, I kind of don't want to change it. So like, if you don't want to follow me, please. But also, I'm enjoying it. But I saw a clip, and it reminded me of this anime called Darker Than Black, and I think it was that. If you have never seen Darker Than Black, you don't need to go and watch Darker Than Black. Yeah, I can't even remember. I hate that I'm even gonna do this and get into it without having watched it recently because I can't even remember like everything about it. What did some uncle say? Someone said he's like the electro Chinese Batman. That's the best way I can describe it. Interesting description. I can't remember if I think it was a Chinese series. I can't even remember. But oh man, is that series underrated, man? That series. They do this thing where like they're like, I don't know, he's like a vigilante, and if I remember correctly, they all have this weird thing where they all have like powers, or not all of them, but like the people that he's having to hunt, or you know, there are superpowered beings within this thing. But they all have a weird quirk that comes with their powers. I've found it so fascinating seeing that as a concept for the time. So this is like this is early 2000s if I'm correct, or like late 2000s. But when was Darker Than Black out? Actually, that is a good question. Bear with me for 1 second. That's hit now. 2007 that came out. It does this thing where it's like in order for them to use their powers. So I remember one guy specifically, he can only use his powers after he breaks one of his fingers, or he causes himself physical pain or some physical harm. Like it's something wild. Like I don't know if all of them were to do with. I don't think all of them were to do with physical harm. So I think some of them might have been like OCD related or certain things, or some people have to click before. Like I can't remember what it was, but like I remember just being so fascinated. I just found it so cool as a concept. Like not the yin and yang thing, but I just really like the idea of the fact that like if the superpower is innate within somebody, the idea that, you know, it's something else on your body that kind of triggers that. So I think there's one guy that kept pulling out his hair or something. Like, every time he had to fucking try to use his power. So it also meant that they weren't just like flying around being superheroes. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously it takes a toll to do certain things. So it just meant that like you get flashes of people using their powers. And I think the vigilante, I don't think he had one, or his one was less pronounced. It was something like that. But oh man, yeah, you don't need to go watch that. You need to go watch that. Very great series as well. And it's not just some like dumb action anime if I remember correctly. It's kind of more like thrillery in a certain type of way. That one might have to get a rewatch still. Is that on Crunchyroll? I might need to get a Crunchyroll back. Because there's a couple animes that I need to watch, some old school ones. If this on Crunchyroll? If it is, then I need to run it up. I don't think it is right about now. But yeah, I need to run that up, man. I need to run that up. Get me? I'm not gonna be on here asking for any of the anime sites, if you know what I'm saying. There's no way I'd be doing that on here because that's just terrible to do. I don't want no bootleg sites so I can watch my anime. Why would that be the case? But watch that one as well. I don't know if it's underrated anymore because obviously I'm getting a bit older, so I know that the generations haven't seen this thing as well. But like, whoa, it wasn't really underrated at the time. I don't know if that's the correct way to say it. But Black Lagoon as well. I saw some clips of that today and I was just like, yeah. Yeah, was that name Revy? Yeah. One thing I haven't watched is too many animes that like are about people that shoot people, like guns. Because I always thought like, how does that gonna work with animation? Like, obviously, it's one way to watch something live action and they're shooting their guns and it works and all that type of stuff. But like another thing to like in an anime, like how does it work? And I remember that was one of the first ones that I watched. That I was like, oh, okay, this slaps. Couple of these old series might have to get a rewatch. Black Lagoon was it, man. It's just straight gun toting, bow bow, shoot 'em up, bang bang, and the main character isn't even the one doing the gun busting. That's what I love. That's what I love. That was a great time. 2000s wasn't a bad time for anime, was it? It was a lot of like serious kind of like post hand drawn anime that like that's like when Monster, Death Note. I'm saying Black Lagoon, Darker Than Black. Like it was a very, very interesting time. But Black Lagoon had some cool fight scenes, if I remember correctly, as well. But I don't know, there's just something about old school anime that just can't be beat. My personal favorite style of like animation, I think, is like 90s hand drawn stuff. So kind of like Cowboy Bebop-y style. There's a film called Spriggan, which isn't like my favorite film at all, but I really love like that style of what it looks like is exactly my favorite style of like just that 90s, early 2000s like sci-fi feel. I don't know what it is with me. I'm just obsessed with sci-fi, but yeah, that ish slaps. I can't lie. It slaps. It definitely slaps. Like, nothing wrong with some new anime. I mean, hold on. Alright, cool. Good question as well. What is good new anime right about now? Like, I'm genuinely asking. That isn't something that's like a really long continuation or something old or something. Like, what's a good new... Like, I'll give an example. Made in Abyss is something that I've heard about quite a few times. And I feel like it's you know, obviously I know that it's supposed to have... It's supposed to be very interesting. I don't want to spoil it, but it's supposed to be very interesting. So I know why it does that, but like... You know, obviously there's Attack on Titan, but like, what's... And don't tell me Solo Leveling, because I'll punch someone's head off, bro. Don't tell me Solo Leveling, don't do it. I'm not trying to watch no Solo Leveling under any circumstance. Like, what's good new anime? Like, what's some good, especially with the darker stuff? Like, I don't know if you see Shinsekai Yori. That's another one. Have more people not watched that? I'm confused. I thought bare people would see that. People always talk about Promised Neverland and some of these ones. It's like some of the newer kind of like suspense-filled anime. Shinsekai Yori was some real deep ass, like, psychological, like, nihilism almost. Like, I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but like, yeah, that got deep. I need to watch that again as well. It's kind of slow, but like, it is like, oh, okay. Each episode is like, is everybody alright? Like, what's going on? Very, like, solemn kind of story in a certain type of way. But, yeah, no, definitely go watch Darker Than Black, man. That's what I'm you know what I'm saying? Recommendation for now. And all that good stuff. Alright, cool. So, yeah, what was I talking about? I was talking about Hitman Reborn in the first place. Yeah, so they're talking about they might be doing a reboot of that anime as well. Another underrated one. A lot of filler, if I remember correctly. But another underrated one. I forgot the baby's name. Reborn the baby thing, but great character. I love it. But they better be playing with me. Because if they don't bring that back, then I'm just gonna stay off Twitter for the rest of my life. So what can I even say? Yeah, so what else was I gonna talk about? Nothing else really, man. This was just a little catch up just to see where I go and see how everybody is, do you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get back to properly like organizing, so next week. Right now I'm looking to try and maybe do this weekly, so that's why I'm also just cutting this camera on so I don't have to do as much like certain things, but like I'm gonna try and start doing it weekly. So next week I'll make sure, because like I said, I was just feeling kind of and I wasn't even sure about whether 100% I was gonna be doing it this week or not or whatever, but next week yeah, I think I'm gonna get cracking and try and just put together a nice little cohesive. Do you know what I'm saying? Because today, I'm not even gonna lie, I just kind of come here and winged it. I ain't even gonna lie to you lot. You get me? I always got a little something brain-wise, you know what I'm saying? A little couple gems in there for you lot. I always got a little gem or two there. Do you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I'm gonna come back with some more extras, you know what I'm saying? I'm just happy I managed to get off the you know? Get out of the headspace and try and put something to paper, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? So... shout out to each and every single one of you lot, and thank you lot for watching. If you lot do watch this one, this has been I Feel Fantastic episode 5. Just a little something, you know what I'm saying? See how you lot are, just a quick check-in. And then yeah, I'll be back next week for some good vibes and some good thing, you get me? But until then, you lot look after yourself. Don't cut your fingers. I should be going to the doctors about this. Hopefully by next week I'll let you know, yeah, that she ends up going to the doctors. If not, then boy, life continues. What can I say? But you already know what time it is. Bow, 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 bow. Gang stuff, gang stuff. Yeah.
Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man.